Hello, welcome to Clip. So today we're going to be making an octopus and a crab using paper plates and objects that you might have around your house. So before we get started, make sure your grown-up is with you the whole time today. We're going to be using scissors very often, so it's important that your grown-up is there to do that for you. Now let's get into all the things that we'll need. If when you're collecting these bits and bobs you forget something, there's a list in the description of all the things I'm about to say that you can look back on. You will need 2 paper plates, one for your octopus and one for your crab, a pair of scissors, some glue, sellotape, and a dark felt tip pen. To decorate your octopus and crab, you can use anything you'd like. Some pencils, paint, pens, even things lying around your house like sweet wrappers. As a handle for your characters, you can use some type of stick like a straw, pencil, or wooden spoon. Or we can use a strip of cardboard and make our own handle, whatever's easiest for you. To make the tentacles of your octopus, you will need either a piece of paper and some pencils or pens to decorate it with, or you'll need some wool, or both if you'd like. Lastly, for the crab legs, you'll need a couple of straws. Let's start with our octopus. To begin, grab your paper plate and decorate it however you'd like. If you want to paint it, it's probably best to start with that. Then let it dry and draw on a face. Or you can draw on a face like I'm doing, then colour it in and stick on some of the decorative items that you've gathered using glue. Once you've done that, we can start creating the tentacles. If you'd like to use wool, skip to this point in the video. If you're using paper, then the first thing you have to do is decorate your piece of paper. I chose to colour mine in and draw on some blue bubbles, but you can paint it, do a drawing, or just use some coloured paper if you'd prefer. Once you've decorated it, fold it in half so that the side you've designed becomes hidden.
Jazzy banana, jazzy banana, jazzy banana, jazzy banana, jazzy banana.
Then draw a curved line on the outside of the paper and cut along this line. Now, leaving a 2 cm gap, roughly cut the same line again, and you'll be left with a long curvy strip of paper. Cut this same line again for the rest of your piece of paper, leaving roughly 2 cm gaps. And at the end you'll have a pile of strips. Now simply cut them in half along the fold line and you'll be left with lots of tentacles. To attach them to your octopus, simply turn your decorated plate upside down and grab one of your tentacles. Apply some glue to the tip of the decorated side and stick it to the rim of your plate. Repeat this with all of your tentacles, or as many as you'd like to stick on, and try and keep them within the bottom half of the plate. If you're using wool, start by cutting some strips that are roughly the same length as the paper plate. Then flip your plate over onto the non-decorated side and apply some glue to the rim. On the space you've applied glue, stick some of your strips of wool on, and repeat the process until most of the bottom half is covered.
Jazzy banana, jazzy banana, jazzy banana.
Now the last thing we have to do is attach a handle, so you can either use sellotape to attach the stick-like object you have, be it a wooden spoon or a straw, or you can take the cardboard strip, cut it to roughly the length of your plate, and bend it into a C shape, leaving 2 small handles either side, like I'm doing now.
Jazzy banana, jazzy banana, calypso.
Then stick these handles onto the back of your plate. To make your crab, firstly cut your paper plate in half and set aside one half for now. As with your octopus, the first step is to decorate your crab. Again, you can use paint or pens. I drew a face on mine and then coloured it in and stuck some of the sweet wrappers on the outside. Next we have to make the crab legs. I'll first show you a way to create legs so that your crab can stand up by itself. But if this is too fiddly for you, skip to this point and I'll show you a simpler way. So, Grab your straws and cut them in half, leaving you with 4 smaller straws. So fold 3 of them in half, creating small V shapes.
Calypso.
Now use your scissors, or a ruler if you'd like, to flatten the tip of the V. This will make it easier to stick down.
How I love you so. Mango. Mango. Mango.
Now grab your decorated crab and turn it over, and stick each of your V's onto the flat base of the crab using the flattened tip. You may want to use a few bits of tape to secure these.
Jazzy banana. How I love you so. Jazzy banana. Jazzy banana. Jazzy banana.
Your crab should now stand up by itself. If this process is too fiddly for you, simply cut your straws into quarters, so in half, then in half again, and use your scissors to flatten the tip of 6 of these small tubes, and simply stick them onto the base of your crab, giving it 6 legs. Now we're going to make the pincers, so grab the other half of the paper plate that we put to one side and fold it in half. Once you've folded it, grab a pencil and start by drawing a circle at the top of your folded plate, as I'm doing. Then, draw a small triangle from the top to the centre of the circle. Lastly, draw 2 lines that go to the tip of the folded plate. Now cut out what you've drawn, leaving this lolly shape, and then simply cut the triangle out of the circle. Now you can open up your pincers and cut along the fold line to give you 2 separate pincers. To stick these on, just turn your crab over and use sellotape or glue to secure one to the left side and one to the right side. The last thing we have to do is add a handle, like we did with our octopus. So you can either stick on the stick-like object that you have, if it's a straw or a wooden spoon or a pencil, or you can grab that strip of cardboard about the length of the paper plate, fold it into a C shape with 2 small handles on either side, and then stick those to the back of the crab, creating a handle that you can hold.